Alright, time for the second half of the games. Let's hope the deck can redeem itself. Did a pretty poor showing in the first half, but that can happen especially with like such a greedy deck. Splashing a double red 5-drop. That's a pretty awkward opening hand. Mulliganing 5 power into 5 power is not great. Let's hope this guy lives so we can staff it up. Yep, at least we get to hit for 4 on turn 2, so that's not too bad. Let's see if we can keep beating down an opponent. So this looks like 3-color shimmer pack, which you don't see that often, and it's also a questionable archetype, kind of, because it's another pretty greedy project, splashing a double blue card basically into a red and yellow deck. I guess it's kind of a nice greedy deck against greedy deck type of matchup. Let's get in for another 4. Probably gonna get wasped. Yep. Just what I expected. Not much we can do about it. Vault of Praxis, so greedy and so bad in my opinion. Spending 4 power to not affect the board at all. It's like the last thing you want. And this deck usually doesn't need like extra card draw past scouting party. That's really not the cards you wanna draw off the top in a situation like that. We would really like some beefy units or weapons to punish our opponent for being so dirty. But not happening, as it seems. At least we get some decent value. Here, gonna get to silence that flyer. And probably also this guy. Deny him some extra power. That's sweet. That's exactly what we wanted. And I think I'll offer the trades here. So if he has no good way of dealing with this guy because he already used the wasp, then we have a good shot at this guy just taking him down. I guess a Titan would also be kind of annoying. But yeah, that's not gonna do it. Extra power to get back our staff potentially. And just hope that this is gonna be enough. Gonna eat one. He'll draw 3 more cards. Just no Titan. And if a wasp, only a wasp and nothing else to mitigate extra damage, so he goes exactly to 0. Now if he also has a wasp, he's not dead. Which would suck. And something like... Yeah, I mean... Let's see if he's got the wasp and goes to 1. Yep, there's the wasp. I would have actually liked to draw a power instead of an enforcer there. But what can you do? Let's see if the enforcer is gonna be enough. I mean, he probably should have a Titan by now. But not sure if he plays Titan. That's not lethal, fortunately. But this is, so no Titan please. And no removal. He's gonna slow roll us. Yep, he has the removal. But we have some outs. That's not it. Could have drawn our 2 plates and yeah, that's the only options because silence makes us run into his ground guys. Alright, we are dead once again. This was so close, yet so far. 1 damage. I mean, I don't think that we can actually wait there, because if he has Wasp, he has Wasp, he's gonna draw 2 more cards on his turn, and stuff like Titan is gonna be even worse. If only we would have drawn a torch, a weapon, or a power rather than a random unit. I mean, I swear the deck wasn't doing as poorly as it is doing right now. In like the 20 plus games that I did with it before, I had like 55 to 60% game win before I started even recording the videos, so part of why I started recording is because the deck actually performed pretty nice. But yeah, currently it definitely is not performing, but what can you do? The deck clearly also pushes variance with the power base and everything. So, I think I probably like playing Seraph a bit better here than using the staff at that point. Just get more bodies on the board. So, not sure if he's Haunting Scream or Felon Control with Levitate against Aegis. Probably more likely Scream, because Felon Control usually has enough Aegis removal with Varus Favor, so they usually don't need that. So I think we played Paladin again over Staff, because this might get permafrosted or death-striked or feeding timed. So I'd rather get more bodies on the board. Yep. As I expected. So I think we just play this guy and keep hitting. That looks a lot like he has Haunting Scream, but I don't think we can just not attack there. So that's gonna be annoying. And down goes our Seraph. Yeah, I think just gonna make this guy an 11/11 in the long run and roll with that. That hopefully gives him some fits, but we'll see. At least we have Torch this time. That's good, because the second hit of an infiltrating Beast Caller would probably spell game over. So Torch off the top was a pretty great top deck there. Alright, time to go smashing. Suddenly those 2 5/5s don't look that impressive anymore. Please no double removal. No! He has another one. Really? That's so awful. Cannot play it yet. So I guess no attack. But yeah, I think once we can attack, I'll put it on here and then swing with everything. We can get this to 16, 19, so that's not really gonna make a difference. So getting this to 10 and this to 11 kind of makes a difference. So yeah, I think I'll put it on here for now and then actually I think kind of want to attack with this guy right now, because if he trades that's fine. Just want to get rid of 5/5s, and so we at least get like the Warcry on top here. And then we can plate up this guy and have like this guy needs 3 blockers and this needs 2 blockers, which we probably can't manage. But yeah, he is outdrawing us again, and it looks like we're gonna be 0-5. But yeah, if this deck is smashing, it's smashing hard, but if it's not, it looks pretty embarrassing. Once again, no second green. And now we're dead. You got us. 0-5. Deck definitely not looking strong on camera here. Then again, the deck is probably not a top deck to begin with, but it has some upsides, some interesting potential. Like it has been doing surprisingly well for me in non-Rakano matchups, like crushing harder and winning easier than Rakano often does in some of these matchups, which is why I found the deck interesting to begin with. But yeah, currently not so much. Well, this looks like a Felon control guy this time, and that's probably not gonna be a particularly hard matchup. Just gonna play this for curve concerns, so we can go double 2 with 4 power next turn. Even though this applies less pressure than this. Also a bit better against Storm, because if we play this he can Storm both, which is a pretty appealing Storm actually. So we're gonna play this guy, because we want to grow it. I would prefer to play this because of the Warcry, but it's more important to grow this guy. I mean, we could have considered just playing that guy and not playing a power, but that might come back to haunt us. So rather play it forward here and get that guy out. Get some damage in. And then actually probably just gonna... Do I want to play Seraph here? I mean, he might just play Witch. I think that's actually better against Witch, because that makes Witch into Harbinger a bit less of a pain. Plus this can attack into the Witch, get a Warcry trigger, and even kill the Witch with Torch without dying. There's the Witch. attack here. Let's see if he blocks here, because he might be afraid of stand together. No, he is not. And we just get rid of the witch at least, because this guy is gonna die to Harbinger anyway next turn. Pretty unfortunate that we didn't draw power to make this guy 4-2 to survive Harbinger as well. That would have been perfect. Plus then we could have torched and played something else. Things are really not working our way at the moment. Yep, there's the Harbinger. As expected. I think I'm gonna like silence this guy just to get some pressure into play. And it's not like this guy is gonna do much else. I think I'm gonna just attack with the Marshal, because he might not block the Marshal. Then we can play Seraph and get 2 damage in. Like, this guy he's more likely to block because you can't let him attack every turn for free because of the Warcry. But this is kind of, like, safe to let through. Ah, nice. That is actually pretty convenient. Thus we got rid of that guy. And I think now we just attack with everything because it gives us a Warcry trigger and 5 damage. And we still potentially represent Finest Hour or Torch, which he is willing to bait, as expected, with the Warcry guy. And especially if he has another Harbinger. Should have played this actually, because now if I draw a blade, I actually even have to discard it. No, we didn't get punished and we drew a hammer. But now we are back in business. There's an argument to be made for putting it on the elite, but then Seraph can't attack. I mean, it's a bit unfortunate that now we basically lose our hammer and our Seraph to removal, rather than just our Seraph. But not much we can do. Plus he seems to not have a removal, which is great. Vanquish not gonna do an awful lot here. And we're gonna have to discard it. I think this guy is better because that will draw him cards. And the 1 extra power on the Harbinger doesn't really matter. So let's just hope he still doesn't have an out for Seraph and then he just dies to Seraph. Come on. That's not too shabby. Come on, play it from the top. Then it's over. Oh no, then he actually goes to 1 and then back up to 4. If he would attack like that, then we actually win if we draw a blade or a hammer. Or even a staff, because the next thing we draw is gonna be hit by this. Yep. That is gonna be enough thanks to the hammer trigger. I kind of forgot that the blade will be at least 8/8. Good game. Would have been very embarrassing to lose this matchup as well, because it's actually a pretty good matchup. And we got him. At least 1 win. Well, yeah, sorry that the games went all so badly. I hope you still got an impression of how the deck is supposed to work, and also some impression of its risks and problems regarding like the bit wonky power base and having to run 29 power in a deck like that without being able to play 2 or 3 monuments also can be hurtful, as you saw. I mean, Once we get to 8 power, it's not that bad, because then we suddenly can return staff and have Seraph. But like the 6th and the 7th power are pretty lackluster because we don't have any particular use for them outside of growing our student if we have one, which usually by that time will either be dead or silenced. Or and other than that, it's just like not doing anything for us until we hit the 8th power again. But yeah, that was the deck. As usual, if you found this interesting, helpful, or informative, please like and subscribe and follow me on social media for future content. And thanks for watching. I'm out. Until next time, bye.